It's been a long day, y'all. So look, I'm not a bad dad, right? But today really made me realize how much pressure we put on ourselves to get everything right? Or how much pressure I put on myself, rather. And what's crazy is nobody was actually pressuring me today. For real. Nobody said anything. Nobody criticized me. Nobody told me I was failing. It was all it was all internal, right? So I was holding my daughter earlier at T-Mobile, and I'm just sitting there, man. And I just felt this weight, like I had to be everything all at once: strong, patient, present, calm, grateful. I'm tired, but I can't be that to her, And I started asking myself, why does it feel like there's no room to mess up? I think as dads, shit, as parents, we carry this invisible pressure to, always show up the right way, to always know what to do, to always respond correctly. And when we don't, we're the hardest on ourselves. You know, I caught myself today replaying moments in my head, right? Like old moments from a long time ago, you know, with my kids, with my family, thinking, did I react right? Did I say the right thing? Was I patient enough? And I realized something. It was kind of something uncomfortable, if I'm being honest with y'all. A lot of the pressure I feel is literally the pressure that I put on myself. I don't think anybody expects perfection. I hope not. But somewhere along the way, I started expecting perfection from myself. Maybe it's because, I don't know, this time just feel a little different. I've done this before. I've raised kids. I should know better, right? But that right there, that is pressure, right? Experience doesn't mean that you stop learning. It just means that the lessons change, right? I mean, with my older kids, I was younger. I was 17, 18. I had energy, but not always patience, right? I can send them a little money, but I wasn't always present. And when I was, sometimes I was distracted by survival mode or women. Now that I'm older, I'm way more aware. But that awareness comes with more pressure because now I see the moments that I missed. I notice the reactions that I wish I would have handled differently. And sometimes that awareness feels heavy. Like today, I felt like I had to get everything right because I care so much. I care about having money, being able to provide and protect, and that's when it hit me. Caring deeply can turn into pressure if you're not careful. We don't talk enough about how much dads internalize. We don't talk about how often we're carrying responsibility silently. Got to take care of the whole family, trying to be steady for everybody else while figuring things out ourselves. I mean, I realized today that the pressure that I feel doesn't come from fear of being a bad dad. It comes from, wanting to be a good one. And that matters, man. You know, there's a difference between pressure that pushes you forward and pressure that weighs you down. Right? The first one helps you grow, obviously. The second makes you feel like you're never enough. And that's kind of how I felt today, if I'm being real. You know, I don't want to live in that second one though, you know? So today I had to remind myself out loud that, you know, being present matters more than being perfect. That my kids don't need flawless decisions. They need consistency. They need honesty. They need effort. They need me, you know? Not some ideal version of me, just me. I'm learning that pressure doesn't mean you're failing. Sometimes it means you care more than you realize. Um, and instead of letting that pressure crush me, um, I'm trying to let it soften me, slow me down, make me more patient, more intentional. You know, I don't got all the answers. I'm still figuring it out in real time, sitting here with y'all, literally. um, but today reminded me of this. Um, Trying counts, man. Showing up counts. Reflecting counts. And caring this much is already proof, I hope, that I'm doing my best. You know, I'm not a bad dad. I'm just learning how to give myself the same grace I give to my kids, same grace I give to everybody else. Anyway, that's where I'm at today. And, you know, I know sometimes when I get like this, eventually I may have to apologize for the way I've been acting, for the way that you know, when I get under pressure like that, I tend to shut out people. Like today, I feel like I slightly shut out my wife. I wasn't trying to. It was just I'm all this immense pressure and all these things going through my head, and like we're financially stable, but I don't want to just be stable. I want to be, you know. Um, so I'm probably going there and apologize to her, but it's hard on a man who just wants to be a man and take care of his family and make sure he can provide everybody the best life, you know. And maybe not all men feel that way, but I do. Maybe it's the southern in me. I want to take care of mine. I want to make sure everybody's straight forever. Um, but I have to learn not to put so much pressure on myself. I have to learn to breathe, and I have to learn to let's take it one day at a time. You know, it gets hard sometimes, and it's even harder when you're looking down into a 1-month-old baby. My baby just turned 1 month yesterday, y'all. Happy 1 month birthday, baby. Uh, but yeah. Anyway, these are just my thoughts. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. All right. Peace.